decided to attend Athens 3 years ago, I had no intention of joining any sports teams. I spent a brief 2 weeks with the swim team before I once again came to the conclusion that I should probably stick to my studies. However, my experiences this season have given me a reason to reconsider how I define myself athletically. Sometime around the end of my junior year, one of my favorite teachers, Mr. Keolian, made a comment to me about how he could not believe that I wasn't a runner. Another one of my favorite teachers, Mr. Burns, was the first one to recommend to me that I join the cross-country team. I have an incredible amount of respect for both of these two teachers, and so I began to think about the possibility of taking one more shot at the sport. I told a few of my friends and fellow classmates that I was considering joining, and they all told me that I should definitely go for it. I took their advice, and I can safely say that it is one of the best decisions that I have ever made in my entire life. I would just like to say how much of a privilege it was for me to be a member of this team this season. It's a privilege that I do not take for granted. It has been a privilege to be surrounded by so many wonderful, caring, encouraging, and supportive teammates. Your words of kindness have made me more confident in myself than I have ever been before. Your cheers of encouragement on the course have been the motivation that I've needed to finish some incredibly challenging races. Races that I may not have been strong enough to finish on my own. I know that most cross-country teams have a similar level of support among teammates, but I believe our team to be special. I recall specifically, after my last race at Oakland University, which was the league meet, I had just crossed the finish line, and Grace and several other people were congratulating me in the chute. An opposing runner, upon hearing them call me by name, walked up to me and said, "Oh, you're Jimmy." It is clear even to runners on the other teams that Athens is a step above the rest, and I've been blessed with the best team that there is, and for that I'm incredibly grateful. This level of caring and support carries over beyond races as well. I have forged some friendships on this team that I hope will last a lifetime, because I know that all of you have my back, and that I also have yours. I went through some tough times during the season, and I remember that when you all saw that I was down, you would try and cheer me up. Grace O'Neill on more than one occasion went out of her way to take some of the pressure off of me. I remember one evening in particular, I was stressing out about an assignment in English, and she gave me a pep talk and forced me to repeat it over and over and over again to myself until I believed that I could do it. It has been a privilege for me to finish school every day and go to practice, where no matter how bad my day might have been in my classes, I was always happy to be doing what I loved with people that I loved. Practices were always something that I cherished. Though they were difficult and sometimes unpleasant, and sometimes I doubted myself, I got stronger every day, not just as a runner, but as a person. Whenever I felt like giving up during a workout, I would think of you guys and how much you all meant to me, and how I couldn't let you down. Whenever I felt tired during a distance run, I thought again of you guys, and how far we'd already run together, and what a waste it would be to give in now. We've worked together, we hurt together, and we finished together. It's been a privilege for me to wake up every Saturday morning at the crack of dawn, sometimes earlier than I woke up for school, and head to Athens and ride to meets. I often found myself unable to even complain about how tired I was, because if I had to get up for anything, I'm glad it was cross country. I looked forward to meets all week because they were truly the best part of the sport. Even during my brief battle with an injury in which I myself could not run, meets were still my favorite. I truly loved watching all of you go out on whatever course we may have been running that week, and seeing you put your heart and soul into the race for the team. I loved when I could visibly see my cheers affecting you in your races. I remember in our first meet at OU, as Sugar Daddy was completing his third lap, a couple of other runners and I were standing along the edge of the course with water bottles. Logan shouted, "Sugar Daddy, do you want it?" He nodded yes. And we all simultaneously emptied our entire water bottles on him, and he kind of did like this, surge out of the water bottles, and I saw him run faster than I had seen him run the entire race. Similarly, during the regional meet at Metro Beach, I remember seeing John Golly running down the final stretch. I had just sprinted all the way across the peninsula to reach where he was passing, and as I shouted at him, in what I assume was a voice where he could not make out anything I was saying, to keep going, I saw him speed up considerably and leave everything he had on the course. and that is truly a fulfilling feeling. I've learned a lot about myself because of cross country. I've built a bond with all of you, a bond that can only be shared between people who have run 5,000 meters together. It's an indescribable feeling, one that I cannot express to you in words, but I know that you all know what I'm talking about. Though I was certainly not an exceptionally good runner, it was never about being better than anyone else. I think that that is one of the things that brought our team together. It was always about being better than yourself. You were your own enemy, and you had only yourself to beat. So your teammates were not your rivals, they were your friends. They could help you crush your PRs and be better every race than you were before. There were so many ways to win in cross country without placing first. I remember at the county meet at Kensington, I placed 249th, but I beat my previous PR by 34 seconds on an incredibly hilly course. I guarantee you no one has ever felt more like a winner after placing 249th. For this and much more, I would like to thank all of you. Every single one of you was a vital aspect of what made this such an incredible experience for me. I could probably write an individual speech about each and every one of you on how much of an impact you all had on me this season. In fact, I tried, but it was way too long, so I had to cut it out. I'd like to take this moment to personally thank Coach Stalls and Coach Dufresne for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this team. I know that my time with you was short, but I remember both of you and what you've done for me for the rest of my life. My one and only regret about cross country is that it took me until my senior year to discover it. After spending only one season on this team, I already can't imagine my life without it. I can only think about what my life would have been like if I'd been on this team for 2 or 3 or even 4 seasons. A team that runs a race every week and then runs an entire extra race just to cheer for other people in their races. A team that can sing campfire songs on a bus ride home for over an hour when you think that all anyone would want to do is shut up and sleep. A team that wants everyone else to succeed just as badly as they themselves want to succeed. In just the 2 weeks that it's been since the end of the season, I've already found myself feeling empty without cross country. But it does not even compare to the emptiness that I would feel if I'd never gotten to experience it at all. This team has finally made me feel like an athlete, but not just any athlete. I am a cross-country runner, and I am proud to say so. It is my goal to make sure that running stays a part of who I am for the rest of my life, because this team has truly changed me forever. Thank you, and like a salmon.